Yo, what's good, people? We back. Had to come through, man. Had to come through in this one because I want to talk about, Phil Jackson. Because when Scottie Pippen said Phil Jackson was racist, everybody was just like, yo, Scottie, you a wildin'. You keep wildin' ever since Jordan did The Last Dance. You keep coming through with these bizarre claims. But now we know for sure Scottie Pippen was telling the truth. Scottie Pippen now will be vindicated because with this whole Israel and Palestine shit going on, we see now the demons coming out of a lot of these Jewish people. You know what I'm saying? We already seen the tunnels and the bloody mattresses and the Ashkenazis, and what's it called, the Hasidic. Yeah, it's some real sick stuff going on over there. This is no castigating the group. We just telling the truth, right? But Phil Jackson, this dude, how long has he been telling the media, gassing us up with, oh, he's a Native American? You know what I'm saying? He's a Native, and they had a whole little stint, whole little part in The Last Dance where they talked about Phil Jackson and his Native American spiritualism. Phil Jackson's spiritualism, his Zen mastery, helped Dennis Rodman fit in with the team, so they got 3 more rings and everything like that. No. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be honest, because Phil Jackson, we're not gonna give him credit for Michael Jordan. He's lucky to be the coach of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan before Phil Jackson came through. If you put anybody, you could put Stacey Augmon, you could put Mookie Blaylock in Phil Jackson's position. And at that time, Tex Winters was the one that instituted the triangle offense, not Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was the Jewish figurehead. Jerry Krause was Jewish. That's why he treated Scottie Pippen. That's why he treated Michael Jordan the way that he did. And that's why he was so ruthless the way that he was. You know what I'm saying? He was a selfish Jewish person. He wanted credit for the three-peat. He wanted the credit for the three-peat before you give it to Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Before you give it to the players on the court, Jerry Krause wanted the treatment. Jerry Krause picked Phil Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Krause picked Phil Jackson. So, and you know what and Tex Winter was the basketball savant. But they don't want to tell you that. They want to make it seem as if Phil Jackson is this basketball savant. He's so smart and he's so good at this and that. No. Phil Jackson is a $5 Indian maggot. This is a maggot right here. He's a $5 Indian who owes us reparations. But we're going to get into that because Phil Jackson is from Deer Lodge, Montana. How in the hell do you go from Deer Lodge, Montana to the New York Knicks? Because he was on that Knicks team, the only 2 championships the Knicks ever won in 70 and 71. You know what I'm saying? He was on that team. He played for the Knicks for 11 years. It's really weird to me how Phil Jackson ended up on the Knicks. But it's not. You know what I'm saying? When you do the research, you realize, like, oh, it's the Jewish connection. Phil Jackson is Jewish. He's not a Native American at all. He's a $5 Indian. Phil Jackson is the $5 Indian, right? So, in The Last Dance, they want to make it seem as if, oh, he had mind control over these Negroes. He got them to all click together and work and play so well together and everything. No. It wasn't none of that. It was a team that worked hard, led by veterans. That's what it was. But they put the Jewish figurehead in front of a whole bunch of Negroes to make it seem as if he got mind control over him. But that's what Jewish people have been doing for years. You know what I'm saying? Black people have been Jewish people's children for years. But the Dawes List, the Dawes Roll was created in 1893, where all you needed was $5. All you needed was $5, and $5 back in 1893 was like probably like 50,000 or 5,000. You had to get that up before you can apply. But the Dawes Roll was the application, so you can apply to become a Native American. That was in 1893. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to talk about a lot of atrocities. But the Treaty of 1866 says that the Native American tribes owe black people, they owe all enslaved black people, which they had control over. Like, if you put it in today's terms, Phil Jackson would be, what Scottie Pippen was actually worth. The 2 years for the $2 million for 9 years in a row, like he would be the one responsible for paying Scottie Pippen his actual wage, what he's actually worth. Those 6 rings, what he's actually worth. It's the Jewish people in Deer Lodge, Montana. I mean, you be real about it, right? Phil Jackson's daddy, it's just a game to them. It's really just an excuse for Phil Jackson to smoke weed. But it's really just a game. All of a sudden spirituality means so much to them while they own slaves. But Phil Jackson's daddy was raised as a Christian. He was raised as a Christian, then became Pentecostal, and then he started dabbling in Native American stuff. But the thing about it is that a lot of these Native American reservations were moved out to these southwestern, northwestern states, where there's a lot of open land, where there's just a bunch of open land and everything like that. They just moved all the Native Americans over there. They're not us. Like, these are not us. We are Native Americans too, but we're not all of us are not white. All of us are not like them. Because you look at a lot of college teams, right? Every college team is based off of a lot of college teams are based off of Native American history. Florida State Seminoles, Arizona State Razorbacks, the New Mexico, what's the name of the New Mexico? Forgot their name. The New Mexico is another one. But a lot of these colleges, based off of Native American history. It's weird that the ones on the East Coast seem to were black tribes. Seminole means runaway slave, and the ones on the West Coast are, the Mongoloid-looking ones, the Neanderthal Native Americans, the Pilgrims that got left. So what we need to do is I was reading this other article, right, and it said that they talked about how Phil Jackson's Zen master tricks worked really well on Jordan, in particular Jordan, Rodman, and Pippen. That Zen master shit didn't work on Shaq. It didn't work on Scottie Pippen. You know what I'm saying? Those are the two that kind of know better. Those are the two that know better, that come from something else, that know that this is a white nigga full of shit. We're not buying into that shit. This is a Jewish man full of shit talking about he Native American. He just like smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? So Shaq and Scottie Pippen saw through that. So you don't see Phil Jackson attached to Shaq and Scottie Pippen's legacy the way that you do see him attached to Jordan, Kobe, and Rodman's legacy. I wonder why that is. Phil Jackson is just a white man posing as a Native American. It's a game to him. He owes the Knicks for what he did to the Knicks. He owes Carmelo for what he did to the Knicks. This guy is not a good guy. This isn't a good guy. Scottie Pippen was 100% correct. He is racist. He's hard body racist. Salute to Scottie Pippen. What we need is Scottie Pippen speaking up more, and people are so interested, the low level, low vibrational, debaucherous mind of a lot of these people. They care about what Larsa Pippen be talking about. You know what I'm saying? They care about what she be talking about. Like, listen, it's a lady, she do her thing, wooty woo, but that's to be seen, not to be heard. And I'm more interested in the knowledge that Scottie Pippen would have on what it was like playing for Phil Jackson, under Jerry Krause. Like, that was a hard-bodied Jewish organization. Maybe they're not anymore. Maybe that's why they're trash. Maybe that's why they suck. But Phil Jackson is a total grifter of America. Phil Jackson is a grifter of America. And you look at a person like Phil Jackson, we definitely are owed reparations. If you let a maggot like this come up and offer us, like, nah, dog, it don't work like that. But I just want to come through and like, we see the demon coming out of a lot of these Jewish people. We already saw it come out of Michael Rappaport. We'll get back to that, but we got to hold them up to the fire, man. But yeah, Phil Jackson, he's a Jewish man posing as a Native American. He owes black people reparations. But we're going to get out of here, man. I'm out.